Hi, this is ANIESZKA, and you're watching AUD.
Hey, hey. And the prints that you create for your mind and your heart.
Yo, what up, Cash fam? My name is Matthew Craig, and you are locked to AUD, Australia's Hip Hop Connect. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good shit, because as always, we are bringing you the best guests from Australia and around the whole globe. And today, as always, my guest is no exception to that rule. I've been telling you all for a minute that Australian R&B is having a moment. It's a renaissance moment, and it's being led by some incredibly powerful and talented women. And my guest today is an absolute part of that class. She's got a Mauritian background, grew up in the PNG, and he's making this incredible soul, Afrobeat-infused music with a classic vocal range that you cannot absolutely step to. She's on a run, dropped some incredible singles this year, and she's just dropped her most recent one, Choices. You're seeing it everywhere on DSPs. You're seeing it on radio. You're hearing it in blogs. She's just making moves right now, but she's still a diamond in the rough. She's still on the way up, and that's why I am stoked to be able to talk to her so early on in her career. She's already sold out shows. She's doing it all on the street, and you're about to watch her ascend even further in the next 12 to 24 months. Coming out of New South Wales to Sydney, it is my friend right here, ANIESZKA. Welcome to AUD, Australia's Hip Hop Connect.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
That's great to have you. Great to chat. How's Thursday treating you? How's the morning? What have you been up to? How's the reaction to the new single? Let's get into it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a bit of a rainy morning here in Sydney, but I think every day waking up and being like, I'm alive and I'm healthy is a huge thing to be grateful for. And
absolutely,
yeah, the reaction to the single has been amazing. It's been so nice to see people resonating with it lyrically and sonically and everything like that. So it's been good.
Let's start there. Let's start on the lyrics, because I love the message on this track. I love what you're putting forward. I love the message of choices that, you know what, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And you're doing that musically. You're pursuing that career-wise. Let us in a bit to your mind state when you were creating this record.
Yeah, I think it was just this realization that, a lot of the times in life we don't feel like we can make a choice that's authentic to us, or and we learn from that. So I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes and that we don't learn from them. I think making mistakes is important too, but I think I wanted to just remind people that, if we can kind of cultivate that quieter place within us, then when we have to make a difficult decision or a difficult choice, then we can kind of access that place that gives us a bit more clarity and make more conscious choices. And, if it ends up being a mistake, it ends up being a mistake, but at least we're like growing that part of ourselves.
Yeah, I like that. And does that come from a personal reflection? Are there some choices you made along the way that sort of help you get here that you look back on?
I guess so. I think we all have, choices that we look back on that maybe we think, we could have made better choices, or just situations where maybe other people in our life made a choice that affected, both ourselves and the other person and change the course of things. And I think I've just been doing so much reflecting during, these past 2 years, especially with lockdowns and everything like that. So I think a lot of the music that's come out for me this year and, choices as well has just been self-reflection and not being afraid to speak, I guess, my truth, which I feel is also a truth that many people can resonate with.
Yeah. What's your truth? Let us in a bit to the ANIESZKA story.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a really beautiful musical journey. It's been like ups and downs, and I think I've really kind of tied myself and my personal, I guess, approach to things to my music, and that's what I feel my truth is now. When I write these songs and when I release these songs, I'm not afraid to just speak what I am really feeling, as opposed to creating music that maybe I feel people want to hear or is popular and stuff like that. And I think a lot of the times we can get into that mindset because we want to reach a larger audience. But I think when I released Presence at the beginning of this year, it was me taking that step, that risk in a way of being like, I'm going to put a song out that is about being present, like being in the moment, which is not really popular, but it's me, and that's what I realized. I know that this is my path. I know music is my path. There's so much I want to say, and through my voice, if I can kind of heal in any way, then that's what I'm going to do, and it's going to reach the right people.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Presence. I love that you bring that up. That was the first moment I'd heard a record from you, and I was just like, "Yo, hold the phone. Who is she?" Straight up, like the last person I interviewed last week was Ari Lennox, and like I don't want to put any pressure on you, but like I hear those vocal cadences, I hear that training that you've got. I'm like, this girl's got a voice. Like, not only that, she's speaking. Like, what was your musical journey to get to this point? Like, did you been singing for a while you were young? Are you classically trained? Because your voice is just incredible, homie. Like, I want to get into that.
Thank you so much. I guess I've been singing for a very long time. I've been singing since I was like, I always say since I was 2, but no one can really sing when they're 2. But that's when the first like sound came out of my mouth. And then I think when I was 8 or so, I remember singing in the back of the car, and my parents kind of stopped the car and were like turned around and were like, I was singing My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Big track for a kid.
Big track for a kid. And so they were kind of like, hang on a second, she can hold a tune. And then I just remember at that point, I said to my parents, I was like, I'm going to be a singer-songwriter. I'm going to be a big artist, and you can support me if you want. And if you don't want to, then I'm going to do it anyway.
Awesome. I love it.
Then I think when I moved from PNG to Australia, and when I was about, I think 12 or so, I said to my mum, I really want to be put into proper vocal lessons. And so that started, and I did vocal lessons from like 12 or 13 till I was about 19. Like I just used to go all the time, work on my craft, and I still work on my craft. But yeah, it's just been a whole journey of that. I was in vocal group at school and choir and did like shows, and I had to be Beyonce for one of the shows. Like it was amazing to see that supported through like, the school factor as well. And then coming out of school, I took a lot of time to really connect with who I was, because I realized that music I need to speak authentically. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it for me.
Yeah, really well said. Talk to us a little bit about that transition from moving to PNG to Australia. Well, one of the most incredible things, one of the things that I'm proud of seeing in the emergence that's going in the Australian scene at the moment is so many diverse backgrounds, and those of us with immigrant backgrounds or from diverse communities, that diaspora era that's really, really taking the wave now in Australia. What was that journey like for you? Because it's not always an easy transition, and it helps sort of formulate where we are creatively, I feel. What was that like in that adjustment period like for you?
I mean, it was difficult, and I'm going to be completely honest. I think, I grew up in PNG. It was a very, very different reality. I was driven to and from school, didn't even know how to like walk down the street, because it was not safe enough really to walk down the street. And then I also went to an international school. So I was surrounded by people of all cultures, like South America, Europe, Africa, like so many people. So all my friends, we had a very worldly view on life and a very cultured view on life. And so when I moved to Australia, I did find that a little bit hard. I just felt like people weren't as open-minded here. I had a very different outlook on life because of my upbringing. So I think it was me trying to find how to relate to everyone else, but also try and keep that part of myself without trying to fit in, I guess, in a way. And it's nothing to do, like, it's not me saying anything bad about the culture here. It was just, it was a different culture, and trying to kind of, as a kid, as like a young kid, you just want to be able to, get along with people and everything like that. So there was definitely a transition period and an adjustment period, but I feel like I found the right people around me and got through it.
Yeah, dope. And what sort of an impact do you think your culture has sort of had on your music and your art and your creativity? Because I hear, obviously come from a Mauritian background, grew up in PNG, I hear island vibes, I hear Afrobeat sounds, I hear a really diverse sort of palette that's going on in your music. Yeah, what influences your culture had on your creativity and artistry?
Yeah, I think definitely those island vibes. I think I pride myself on my culture. I think I always say that I'm Mauritian and Australian, and Mauritian music, traditional Mauritian music called Sega, has that infectious beat, and I still haven't yet like put that into my music, and it's something that I'm planning to do hopefully next year. And if I get to even go back to Mauritius, that would be even more amazing to work with artists over there, but I've just taken those elements that I feel I resonate with, roots wise, and taken a bit of those Afro elements and whatnot, and bringing that beat and that kind of rhythmic aspect to my songs, because that's what I wanted to kind of, bridge that gap. And I always say that I don't really stick to a genre. I feel like I'm very genre bending, and I don't really stick to to a particular box, I guess, in a way, because I love the soul and the R&B and the neo soul. Like those, like Presence is very much that. But then you've got, you know, Choices, which is a bit more of those island vibes, and a couple of my older songs as well, a bit more of those island vibes. So I think it's very ingrained in me because I grew up listening to Sega. I grew up listening to Bob Marley. I grew up listening to a lot of reggae and rhythmic music, and trying to bring that into the other part of me, which is the R&B soul side.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. I like that. Who are some of your influences? Who are some of your inspirations? Who do you listen to? I like that you mentioned growing up around Bob Marley and that, and then there's obviously an R&B soul influence. Like who are some of the goats for you that have helped formulate your palette?
Honestly, Alicia Keys is definitely right up there. Like I don't have enough good things to say about her because she's just incredible. I've listened to her since I was very small. So I think she helped pave that way for me to be like, wow, okay, I can really, because I feel like she expresses authentically, and she kind of always has through her music. So that she's right up there. You know, there's Lauryn Hill, there's Erykah Badu, of course the great, like, you know, yeah, literally. And then there's like the great, like Whitney. I mean, you know, I can't even like go past Whitney and Mariah and Celine Dion. And then you move to more recent times, and you've got you've got her, you've got Alina Baraz, you've got there's just so many. I'm thinking, you know, male artists as well, Daniel Caesar, Samford. Like there's just so many artists that are so, I don't know, they've really done their thing. And I think it's inspiring to see that. I think one of my favorite artists at the moment is Cleo Sol. Yeah. And she is just gorgeous. I've listened to her album like back to front so many times. And I just, it's beautiful to see new people come forward with new ideas and new expressions, but also for me, like keeping those goats, you know, like those OGs, and seeing how any of that influences me and my sound.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to talk a little bit about live performance as well, because you perform with a full live band. Like I'm dying to see a show. I've got to get up to Sydney and catch one when you're next up. I know you're playing with Leah Knight pretty soon as well. Yes. That's an incredible lineup of queens. Yeah, talk to me a bit about your live setup and your approach to performing live. Obviously, haven't been able to do it for a minute, but you must be hella excited to get back on stage soon.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really grateful to be able to, you know, play for Leah's show. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, I did a show in June at the Vanguard in Sydney. So that was super, super amazing. I got to perform like all my
sold out show.
Sold out show, which was also incredible. But yeah, I got a live band, like a full band. You know, I had keys, guitar, and drums, and then BBs. And I think I've always performed just acoustically, like just with guitarist usually. And so that was amazing. And to see, I just remember driving back from my first or second rehearsal with the band, and I was crying. Like I was literally in tears because I was like overwhelmed by how hearing your songs come to life in that way. And I think my songs and my set live are very different to you know, the recording, because we bring them to life in a different way. I sing them, I bring different elements to it vocally and sonically, and with the harmonies, we actually change a lot of the harmonies. They're not the same as a recording. So for me, I really love to perform. I love being up there. I love seeing people and how they connect, if they're crying or if they're laughing or if they're like grooving, like it really feeds me. So I love like that I think it's like an exchange, I say, like when you're on stage, like you're giving and then you're taking and you're giving and you're taking. And that's, I feel like what music is, like we give as artists, but you know, listeners give too. And it's just this beautiful exchange of energy. And when you're in a room full of people and you're performing, it's all right there. Like it's instant. So, yeah, I love that. And I can't wait to do another big show.
That's cool. That's cool. And then what's the future look like? What's the horizon look like? Whether it's short-term, sort of over summer gigs, more releases, or long-term? What's the ANIESZKA legacy that you're sort of building towards? I know that's a big question, but I'd love to know what the future's got in store.
Yeah, I think it's just to keep on building, keep on growing. I've got all these songs, well, these 3 songs from this year going towards an EP that I'll be dropping
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, dropping. I think hopefully like the beginning of the year, like Feb, March, if everything goes to plan. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that. That's what I'm focusing on at the moment, just getting everything perfected and happy with everything, and then doing a really big launch for that next year as well. So hopefully you can come up for that. But yeah, I think it's just I really want to collaborate with more people. I think there's so much talent. There's so much Australian talent, and I love creating and collaborating with people and seeing what we can come up with. And yeah, in the long run, I think honestly, if I can get that Grammy, that's all that it's about. I think I'll keep on
manifest it right now.
Literally, like this moment right here. Like I think if you don't dream big, then you won't get the big things. So that would be amazing. But honestly, all that aside, if I can just connect with people and if my music is some form of healing for them, then I'm happy.
Yeah, I like that. That's beautiful. I want to touch on that. You mentioned about collaboration. You got Australian artists. Anyone that you're like really rocking with right now that you're like, man, I'd love to jump in the studio with them?
Well, I've been really, really connecting with Besso Palmer, and funnily enough, we are working on a track together. So I'm really, really excited for that. And I'm just, I'm so open. Like I think Arona Main is amazing too. He just released a track with Tundi. So I think, I think there's a lot of talent, and I'm, if anyone, vibes with my sound and feels like they want to collaborate, like honestly, just hit me up. I will reply. I will be open. We can chat, whatever. Like
get in them DMs. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, get in the DMs. Get in the DMs.
All about it. All about it. I love it. All right, we're going to swing into some rapid fire questions now. We're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to throw quick questions at you, and you're just going to hit me with your first answer, and we're going to have a bit of a laugh, I reckon. So
okay.
Let's get it. Right now, rapid fire with ANIESZKA. If the world's ending tomorrow, what's the last meal you're having tonight?
Sushi.
Smashed it out quick. It wasn't even a thought.
Nope.
We spoke about collabs. Who would be your dream collaboration ever of all time, dead or alive?
Oh my goodness, that's so hard. I'm gonna say Bob Marley. Bob Marley.
Yeah, I feel that. Dream holiday destination. Borders are open. Where are you going?
Machu Picchu.
Oh, haven't had that answer before. That's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
If you could hang out with a cartoon character for a day, who would it be?
The first thing that comes to mind is Arthur. I have no idea why, because I feel like it'll be a little bit boring, but
no, but Arthur's cool. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Maybe you can do the theme song with him. That'd be crazy.
Exactly. That's what
who was your first ever celebrity crush?
My proper one, I think, was Bow Wow.
Do you know, I've had multiple people say Bow Wow.
Really? I was going to say Chris Brown, because I actually got to meet him backstage and I was like frothing over him. But I think before that it was Bow Wow.
What's a movie recommendation you got for me? What's a movie that anyone needs to watch?
I think for me, there's a movie called August Rush. I don't think many people have heard about it, but it really resonated with me. It's about connecting with music, but also it's a beautiful love story at the same time. Not like entirely romantic, but just love in general. So
cool.
Yeah,
I like that. ANIESZKA gets a big bag off the label. Where's her first place she's going to spend money?
Man, I'd probably just buy from a big feed. Like get everyone I know.
I dig that.
Big feed, let's all celebrate. Have as much as you want, kind of thing. If I can like shout people stuff, it makes me happy.
That's cool. What was your least favorite subject in school?
Maths. Or geography. I hated geography too. I don't know why. I like learning about countries, but just like, I don't know. It's boring.
All right. What's the background on your mobile phone? Your wallpaper?
It's literally the words like, I will be successful.
Love it. We're manifesting right here on Rapid Fire. I'm about that. All right. Last question now. This one gets a little bit controversial. I ask it to every single guest. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Not a fan? Not feeling it.
Can't do it. I love pineapple. Like I'll eat it separately.
But not on pizza. All right, there we go. You've heard it here from ANIESZKA. Pineapple is a negative on the pizza. Yo, thank you so much for making time today to talk to us. Like, congratulations on the run of singles. We're looking forward to the live show with Leah Knight in a couple of weeks. And we're hella looking forward to this EP that we're talking about early 2022. And I can't wait to get up to Sydney, link up and catch a show.
Oh, I would love to meet you. And thank you so much for having me, for talking, and for believing in me and my music. It means a lot.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day, homie.
You too.